Shade off. Easy play. Anytime. Stop. Nada. Much. Slayer Boxer. C. Bisu. Savior. 16 of the most powerful StarCraft gamers in the world. LG. Intel Centrino. Home TV. Star Invitational.
Welcome back, everybody. Stork has made it out of the group in a very close game against Washington. Very, very, very close game. Washington had a bit of an advantage, but the map could have played some role there. The final game is about to occur. Iris, also known as Berserker versus Free. Nobody is having an easy time in this group. Nobody has managed to go undefeated. Free versus Iris, and the map will be BaekmaGoji. Now, again, as we saw on that last map, the carriers were just very, very strong in the positioning of, well, I guess the structure of the map, the geography of it, makes it very strong when you get those carriers. You get that, you can get right above, right outside of their base and just do so much harassment. Washington did a really interesting build. He expoed in what I thought was a rather dangerous fashion. However, Stork's build was a very defensive build, just getting 3 gateways and then checking directly to carriers. I was pretty impressed, though. He did get the carriers. I think Squashin did a pretty crappy push, and that's one of the big things that kind of costed him the game. That, and he did not defend adequately. He did have that mineral advantage for a little bit, so I think he could have been able to pump out enough Goliaths, but it just didn't turn out that way. Free versus Berserker, also known as Iris. Again, Berserker known for his aggressive play. Free known for having the most wins in individual matches, although he has a hard time breaking, to the semifinals or finals in any of these Star League matches that he plays in. Looking at the stats, Freeze, Protoss versus Terran is 53.3%. His Protoss versus Zerg is actually his strongest matchup. Let me pull up the stats for Iris out of this pile of papers, actually. I got so much info on my desk. Okay, and Berserker versus Protoss, 57.1%, 32 wins, 24 losses. Actually, I think it's 57.1%. But yes, so they're both quite strong in this matchup. Their percentages are pretty close, although it looks like his Berserker's percentile is actually a little bit closer to 60, so he has a little bit of an advantage. This is kind of an interesting map, BaekmaGoji. It has a lot of very, very unusual features on it. It's one of the few maps where you start out with 2 Vespian gas geysers that are literally connected to your Nexus Command Center or hatchery. It's also one of the few maps where you have a ridiculous amount of minerals. So players have to play completely differently. This is a map that would take a lot of practice. It's not a map that you could just sit down and play like you could most other maps. Both these players know that the pressure is on. Both want very badly to make it out of their groups. I spoke with them previously. It's going to be a tough fight, though, for Iris, also known as Berserker. And for those of you who are just joining us, I was informed that Iris is changing his name or his ID to Berserker. So that's why I've been calling him Berserker throughout these games. Their previous record was... Actually, this is their first official match ever, which is going to look very, very interesting. And I think that... I don't think it's going to be good. Because now we're starting. Knock them down. Lock them down. Shut them down. Shut them down. Knock them down. And the game started. The Berserker at the top right. And that makes Free at the bottom left. There we see him now. The pressure's on. He has to reclaim his glory. He has to do everything he possibly can to win this. One player will pass. Another player will be knocked out of the tournament. It'll be even harder once they make it to the bracket phase. But at this point in time, man, it's going to be a tough battle. It's difficult enough as it is to even get out of your group. Note how each player sends, they've already pre-scripted in their minds which mineral patches to go to. They go to the ones that are closest to the command center first, and then slowly spread them out. Mining the smaller mineral patches first, because those ones will mine out faster, allowing for when he gets more probes or SCVs, he'll then be able to squeeze more probes in the back. So it's very important on this map that you mine the correct mineral patches in the correct order. Otherwise, your opponent may end up with a massive advantage, even if you both made SCVs and probes at an equal weight. Rate, not weight. Talking like Elmer Fudd. Note the positioning of the barracks. Much like Huashen's. Clearly, if you play on this map and you're Terran, that's not a bad place to put it. We've already seen 2 pros use that. It creates somewhat of a small wall. And if the Protoss decides to do some type of proxy gateway cheese, the positioning of those buildings will help defend that. And there's always a higher chance of some form of, aggressive all-in rush on maps like this. We already saw Boxer beat Nada with it yesterday with a proxy factory. 3 SCVs in the Vespene gas. He may pull a few of those SCVs off and send them onto minerals in a little bit. The cybernetic score. Free getting that pylon out, getting the zealot out, a few zealots out before he actually gets Dragoons, probably to force the Terran to make extra Marines. Nice positioning with the factory. Zealot moves forward, and a second gateway is thrown up. So this may be an aggressive Dragoon of a few Zealots with then Dragoons with range. He can force his opponent to make a few extra Marines, which will delay the timing that he can get either Siege Mode or Mines because he spent that extra minerals. Then he can get those Dragoons, which should by then have the range upgrade, be able to pick off the extra Marines and then move in. Not to mention, okay, here he comes now. Going to attack that SCV building the factory, and he will get it. That is going to delay the timing of the factory even more. More Marines have actually driven the Zealot out. But then again, that's what Free wants right now. He wants them to make Marines. Dragoon range making right away, and Dragoons will soon be heading over there. Oh, and on the forums, I see people have really been looking forward to this, and they want to thank GomTV a whole lot, that this has been really awesome. The guys at GomTV are really cool guys, really big StarCraft fans, and are really eager, just to show you guys, show you guys how much they care about this. Oh, give a shout out to V from E-Bombs, please. Oh, it's their birthday. Oh, I actually go to E-Bombs World all the time, actually. That's really funny. Yeah, that's good. Great site, great site. Okay, back to the game. The factory's producing. A tank is out. Did he get mines or siege mode? More than likely vulture mines, spider mines, but they're in the vultures. All right, here we go. The Dragoons have come in now. The Dragoons have the range. They can pick off those Marines because Free forced him to make those Marines. And he's going to do a lot of damage, picking off the Vulture Bike before the mine upgrade can complete, but the SCVs have surrounded that. They're going to push it out. Here comes the Dragoons now. Now remember, he has forced him to already make one bunker and pull the SCVs off. This is not good for the Terran player Berserker. But a mine has been laid, and I don't know if he actually spotted that. He's going to use this Zealot more than likely to take some hits from the mines. Zealots could take more hits from mines, generally. Now, the observatory has gone down, and the Nexus is being built. Very by-the-book play by Free, but done excellently. All right, here comes some more Vulture Bikes. But they've been picked off. Everything is going wrong for the Berserker right now. More tanks being produced. Now, this is a very standard play. There's a lot of different ways he could go from here. He could possibly get a shuttle and get Reavers and start harassing. He could very quickly take the carriers. He could simply add a few more gateways and get a Citadel, upgrade Zealot legs. There are a multitude of options for our Protoss friend Free. And Iris is more than aware of that, and he's going to have to respond in some way. Upgrading either Siege Mode or Vulture Bike speed. Free's also done an excellent job of preventing his opponent from scouting him. Both players have sat back and are macroing up. He did manage to make that extra command center over there at the bottom just to get a few more minerals. But Iris is going to, Berserker is going to have to come up with some type of push somewhere here in the future. Okay, standard play, four gateways. No Citadel yet. I'm curious to see if he'll get the shuttle. Note that he's splitting his army up now. He's going to try to contain the Protoss. Contain the Terran. Man, I'm a noob at speaking today. He's going to try to contain that Terran so that he can't get any scouting units out. Here comes another Vulture Bike. All Berserker's been trying to do right now is just get some information. And Free will not give him that information. Now we see that the tanks are moving forward. He's going to try to drive away these 3 Dragoons. Free's already pulled back. He might be able to sneak a scouting unit through there. He sees that they're gone. Sends out 1 Vulture Bike to do the scouting. Free's aware that something's going to be coming in this direction. Looks like he's moving his army there now. He doesn't want to let him see that he's actually expanding here. Oh, and he backed out. Not clear if he actually got a glimpse of the Nexus, although the pylon there is a hint enough. More gateways, and the Citadel is down, but the Zealot leg upgrade is not. I would presume carriers would be the next phase. The last time we saw any time go Arbiters on this map. These are some carrier 11 maps we have in this tournament. The shuttle's out. Iris has been playing very passive at this point in time. Berserker. Damn it, I keep doing that. Okay. Here he comes now, planting a few mines behind these Dragoons. He's going to have to do enough damage to these probes for these Vulture Bikes to matter. Here he comes now, attacking the probes. Vulture Bikes go probes very quickly, planting 1 mine in there just in case the Zealots will happen to cross the path of that. Mine goes off, damages the Zealots. And another mine hits a lot of those Dragoons, so they'll be softened up if a battle happens later on. Berserker doing a lot of damage to probes. And I assume he's going to be moving that command center over there soon, but he has to act fast because Free is ahead right now. Armory has gone down. And he had just scanned that Citadel. Weapons being upgraded at the Forge. If you can get 3 weapons upgrades for Protoss. The Dragoons actually kill the mines in 1 hit. That makes a big difference when you're trying to rush in and walk over a Terran who's got a bunch of mines in front of him. Oh, God, I love water. Excuse me. Okay. The expansion's now up. One thing to note about this map is that late game, Protoss can do a lot of counterattacking. Remember, Terran is the force that lacks mobility. They have a lot of strength within their army, especially because of those siege tanks. But they lack a lot of mobility. But hold that thought. It looks like some Ultramikes are going to try to sneak in here and take out some probes, attacking the cannon first, and then following that up with either a retreat or some probe murdering. And no, not bad. It would have been wiser if he had just simply attacked the probes. He's going to go in for that now. He realizes... All right, yeah, he got a few probes there. As I was saying before, one thing about this map is that Protoss can do a really good job of counterattacking Terran, and when Terran starts to leave because their forces are so slow, a lot of times Protoss will go in from the other side. There are 2 big entrances there's just 2 big roads down to your base. Whoa, mines! Again, softening up the Protoss army. Free's been getting hit with a lot of mines. This could be very bad for him when the Terran starts to push, because Protoss regenerate shields, but they don't regenerate the health, so obviously that's not good for them. Okay, the game has been moving on. Rather passive game at this point in time. Both players carefully watching each other. We can see observers positioned around the Terran's exits. And it looks like, okay, this is a very small army. I'm curious as to what exactly he's going to be doing with this. Sieging up, driving the Protoss back. But he must have bigger plans with this. It appears that he was just trying to drive away those Dragoons. He might be expanding at the bottom right. Might not be. It's unclear what he's doing with that. Sieging up on this little hill up here, but the Dragoons are in range to hit from below. That's not good. This was kind of a waste, I would have to say. All right, but I guess he's intimidated by that one tank because he's not going to kill it. Now, okay, so that was all a ploy to draw the Protoss forces down to the bottom right. I don't think that was quite good enough. Iris is playing very, very sluggish right now. Berserker. His name is Berserker. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of gateways. And it looks like he'll be getting I assume Arbiters, because the Templar Archives is already out. Arbiters was a wise decision right now. He could stasis a lot of the Protoss' max army. I mean, the Terran's max army. Wow. Iris might be able to walk over Free right now. Free's army has been so softened up at this point in time. If he can out-macro him and stay alive, but oh no, that sucks! He built a starport in the wrong location, blocking in his own units, which now need to get out and help defend him. Here comes the shuttle, going to drop on these tanks, making it that much more difficult for him to win. And Iris is going to be blown back completely. This is bad news. Now, what does he have to kill this thing off? Free's building placement is so bad this game. I can't even believe a pro is actually doing this. He's been walling himself in all over the place, trying now so hard to macro so fast that he's actually like, oh man. Okay. But more importantly, Berserker has lost so much of his main army. It's very difficult to replenish, and Protoss is rapidly taking most of the map. Oh man, Dragoon's going down. But it looks like Iris, and a storm on the tanks. All of them going down. More tanks in the back, but this will be no tough fight for Berserker. He has driven him far back enough. Vulturebike's now going to try to plant mines in the way of these tanks. And now he can finally get those Arbiters. Hopefully that won't hurt him too much that he has to kill his own starport to get there. He could have had them out sooner, and Iris or Berserker would have been really screwed. This is a tough map for Terran. A few more Vulture Bikes coming out now. Planting mines. He has somewhat of a position of the center. Berserker does, but it just has no access to anything that he can deal damage with. If Berserker was actually aware of this expansion that the Observer has just now clicked on, he could kill out these neutral buildings, put some siege tanks behind him, and then nullify any resource advantage that Free has. But in all honesty, Berserker's playing pretty sloppy right now. He's going to bring these Vulture Bikes and tanks over here, but Free has way too many units and will walk over this with ease. Oh, the mine doing damage to Berserker's own tanks. Bad news for the Terran. And it looks like, I don't know if those are gateways or pilots making, but he might have actually walled that off. Terran now expanding. He has to expand somewhere. But it's going to be more and more difficult for the Terran to take control of this game when the Protoss now getting Arbiters, which will have the stasis and the recall ability. Free even making a nexus at the 3 mineral patches that share his own main base. This could be a storm drop. Or it could make me look bad. I don't know. Okay, it's not. He may have to use that to... Here it comes now. Get a storm drop. And... barely missed it. Oh man, the storm drop did no damage at all. He's gonna, I don't know if he has enough energy to do it again. But this is at least forcing Iris to make more turrets. The Arbiters are still producing, and now they are out. And it looks like Free is not even paying attention. Oh wait, now he is. He suddenly realizes what he was doing. Oh, but the tanks shoot down the Templar right when it comes out. Before he can even micro the storm out of it. It looks like Iris is going to try another push in the corner, but this bridge is going to act like a funnel, and it's going to be very difficult for the Terran to get his units out. All right, here we come now. The Vulture Bikes are coming in from behind trying to trap these few Protoss units, but the tanks have been taken out. Oh! This is very bad for Iris. Iris just cannot get out of his base. He cannot make an offensive because this map is just ridiculous. I'm curious as to what maps they'll use next time they have this invitational. Because some of these maps are very tough for Terran. The Arbiter doing what damage it can, only 5 at a time. But softening up these tanks. Stasising, but stasising his own Observer. Sloppy move by Free. No! Move it! You can never afford to lose Arbiters at this point in time in the game. The whole Protoss strategy late game is centered around Arbiters. Because Terran lack mobility, they want to... Oh, hey, hold that thought. Protoss now moving in here. Going to try to take out this expansion. And this is bad news for Berserker. He's sending down more of his army right now to try to recover from this. Many times the Protoss, because the Terran is so is forced to remain stationary in a static defensive position, they use the Arbiters to recall all over the place. Or stasising all of those tanks so these Dragoons can do just a little bit more damage. Very nice play. Hopefully he'll manage to save this Arbiter because he cannot afford to lose it. But I don't even think that Free has actually upgraded the missiles because now finally Berserker has come to his senses and put a siege tank up there. That way Free is not mining those minerals. Now all Berserker has to do, well, the next goal that he's going to have is to go to the bottom right and take out this expansion over here. But Free's macro is so good this game, it's going to be very tough for him. very uphill battle. He better lay mines faster than that because Free is on the way. Many, many arbiters in this group. He's now managed to get in there. The Protoss will go up the ramp and avoid the minefield, knowing that he probably has enough units. And he may even stasis or recall, not clear. This is going to be tough. A tough uphill battle for the Terran. He can't quite get that expansion. Free playing this very cautiously. He doesn't want to just walk all over the mines and lose his units. Iris is now zipping back around, trying to do something to draw the Protoss' army to one side so that he can then go and do damage to another. He could recall into this army if he wanted to, or he might go for the stasis. Stasis it is. And with the stasis in there, he's more able to move in and take this out. Look at that. Meanwhile, at the top left, although the observer hasn't spotted it yet, there is a big Terran attack. Whoa, hold on. Stasis on the science vessel. He will have to be scanning that if he tries to move in here. But it looks like Berserker has actually managed to push on the other side of the map because Free's forces have been split. And he's got to be very careful. Again, it'll be very difficult for the Protoss to make it through there and kill out this Terran army on a bridge like that. But Protoss has managed to invade this side of the expansion. They're both killing each other off right now. A Templar's going to storm all these SCVs. Massively damaging Berserker's economy. All right. It looks like Berserker's actually managed to hold up the attack, and Free has failed to hold up Berserkers. Now Berserker's expanding rapidly at the very top left of the map, and this is going to be very difficult. This is going to be very, very difficult now for Free. The game is kind of turned around. Free's crappy attacks and non-usage of recall has really costed him this game. Man. Now he's going to be able to get in here. He might be able to take out another expansion, and it looks like Free actually might end up, if he loses this next, then Free could lose this game very easily. Meanwhile, Vulture Bikes are over here killing a pylon. Doesn't get much more exciting than that. But he has managed to push in here. He could lay some mines if he has the mines there. This means that Free might not be able to come back and save his main now. And with his forces distracted, it'll be very, very easy for the Terran to then push the bottom right again and take that out. Oh, man. And Free... But meanwhile, he's actually coming back over here and attacking the expansion. Berserker is acting quickly. He is going to know he might not be able to save this expansion. It's too hard to say. The bridges on these maps are messing up both of these players to an incredible degree. Berserker having to scan over and over and over again. But the science vessels and the Vulture Bikes are in the location where all of Free's units are coming out of. In other words, if Berserker takes this location from Free, Free will not be able to produce units. He'll have to spend 1.5k at least on gateways to replenish this. And at this point in time, Free doesn't even have any... Oh my god. Berserker is going to win now. The game is completely turned around. He's losing his gateways now, EMPing the Arbiter. And look at this. Free has no probes in that expansion at the bottom right. You do not see any blips there. This is very bad news. Berserker has about a 95% chance of winning this game, if not more so. Within the last few minutes, the game is completely turned around. Berserker just managing to draw Free's units into the right locations. Finally, he managed to do it. There were about 3 failed attempts here. I am incredibly impressed. Now sending all of his SCVs, presumably to finish off his opponent. Not all of them, but a large amount, because he knows all he has to do is throw everything he's got at his opponent. This is a very humiliating move. Berserker is throwing it in his face and sending the SCVs there to take him out. And I am like standing right in front of the audience, and there's a girl literally bawling right now that Free is losing like this. The emotion is high here. And he is taking it out. Very impressive. And I just got a message that on the forum someone has said that Iris has definitely become the Berserker, and I agree completely, even though I'm not always calling him that. GG! GG indeed. The Berserker with Berserk. Free looks very pissed, especially after having that advantage. Unbelievable. Wow. Really good games. All right, that's it for today, guys. There's been a lot of people tuning in online, and I hope you enjoyed the tournament. It will be Stork and Berserker making it out of the group. I had predicted Stork or Hwashin, so it looks like I'm about half right all the time, even when I'm saying Berserker's name. And yeah, guys, it's just been a great tournament. I'm having a lot of fun. It looks to me like we got a lot more great games coming up right now. Tomorrow, we have Bisu, by the way, who's ranked number 1 in Kespa, a very good player. C, GG Play, and Light. All really, really good players. Again, the maps will be Blue Storm, Katrina, and BaekmaGoji. Wow, just turned out to be a great tournament. It's been a real honor to be casting to all you guys. I'm hoping I can keep a voice the whole way through this tournament. They have both the players up there now. Hold on one second. I'm going to make sure we have an interpreter here so we understand what they're saying. Hold on one second. Okay, so somebody's on the way to do interpreting, because last time I couldn't find him. We're rewatching this game now on the screen. Oh, this is a humiliating point where this is a really embarrassing moment where he actually made the Stargate in a place where his Dragoons would actually end up getting stuck, and then his Dragoons are trapped inside of his base. Free, unfortunately, got so ahead of himself that he couldn't keep up. A good player, but just not good enough. A humiliating moment. Having to kill off his own buildings and then throwing his units away in these attacks. Berserker is just a dominant player.